Hi everyone and welcome back to more Warframe again. This time it's going to be a guide about scanning things. So if you don't know what scanning is or anything, I'll show you and explain to you right now. So if you go over here and press X to access your codex, over in Universe, you can find all the enemies and objects in the game. So like for instance, each of the factions is displayed, the Corpus, the Infested, and the Grenier. And this little icon next to it, right here, indicates that I have fully scanned it. So if I select this Grenier Forestlands and wait for it to load, as you can see, it will tell me because I have enough scans of it, in fact way more than enough, it'll tell me that they are weak to corrosive on their armor, which is the first thing you'll be hitting, and then their flesh, they are weak to mainly viral. This scanning is very useful to figure out an enemy's weakness, and I guess you could just look at the wiki, but this guide is for anyone who just, for any reason really, wants to just complete the scans on certain enemy types, and this guide's to make it easier, because why not? You might want to. And it also will display all of the things that they can drop, which then you can look up in your mods and check out, like right here, and check out what the thing is that they drop without having to go to the wiki. And I can respect that if you don't want to do that, because the wiki currently loads really slowly sometimes because they have to use ads to pay for their stuff. So anyway, for the basics of scanning, you're going to need a codex scanner. Just go to the market right over here, and just type in codex, and there, codex scanner. And you can buy them, for, as you can see, 25 of them will only cost you 500 credits, which is nearly nothing. But I'm going to show you a different way you can start scanning things that in the long run is going to be even cheaper. So, what you do is you just head to a relay, any relay. We're going to the London relay, and to get that, all you have to do is get the not waypoint, that's not what it's called. Oh yeah, junction unlocked to Venus. So you start off at Earth, and then you just make your way to Venus by beating its junction by doing missions towards it, and then from Venus you just go to Mercury and beat its junction. Junctions are basically places where you, well, fight a single Warframe. Once you beat it, it kind of unlocks the solar rail, which is like hyperspace France in Warframe. Anyway, enough about that. Off to the relay we go. And here we're going to talk to Cephalon Samarius, which is one of the Syndicates. Syndicates are like mini factions like that you can work with, except certain syndicates will hate you if you go with others. For example, when I'm with Cephalon Suda, it's a Cephalon, in other words, robotic intelligence, just like Samaris is. She loves knowledge and hates it being destroyed, so I'm currently enemy to Red Veil, who, they love killing Grenier and everything, which is good and kind of, well, purging the system of all the huge villains, like, well, I guess Nathaniel and the Grenier, but it means also destroy knowledge, so that's why Cephalon Suda does not like them. The best thing about Cephalon Samaris is he's kind of weird out there, outlander, and the other syndicates don't mind him. He's one of the, now quite a few actually neutral syndicates, so you can work with him without angering any of the others. And I just remembered, no need to actually go around and get to it yourself. You can just select it from these fast travel options. Right here, Cephalon Samaris. But instead of selecting that, I'm going to show you how to get to him normally. So, I just might need to remember where it actually is. Ah, yes. So you go across here, to the back of the relay, and then you take the up elevator. Doesn't matter, like, even if you use it and someone else wants to get on, there's multiple instances of the elevator, like you can see that guy there just went up even though I was already going up. The game's quite nice like that. So yeah, so here is Cephalon Samaris. That's what he looks like.
You will make an excellent hunter.
Yeah, this guy, the community has nicknamed him like Mr. No Personal Space, because as you can see, he just looks right at you because he's really curious about what you are, like what Tenno are and everything. So,
do not disappoint me, hunter.
Yes, I won't. You go over here and access one of his little Cephalon buddies, and with it, you can purchase the stuff that'll start making your scanning slowly very, much easier. Start off with this, the synthesis scanner, and yes, I know it costs 10 times as much as the normal scanner, but this will be worth it in the end, trust me. Then, you use this to scan targets of his, and then that will get you reputation with him, this bar that fills up. You see, I'm currently already have quite a bit of reputation with him. And these things also go to purchase as well. They trap the targets, and I'll show you what I mean right now. I'll just go play his tutorial to actually show you how scanning his targets works. Yeah, I would like to run the simulation. So off he drops us into his own little virtual reality place. And down there, as you can see, he says he's detecting a target. The reason why you can't hear it is because of transmissions volumes off, because that also affects the Lotus. And I am just utterly sick of hearing her. So, here's in this case, since I'm playing on PC, press Q to bring up the wheel, and then just equip the scanner. And then all the doors light up, as you can see. And you can start using the scanner. And it will start displaying the trail of the enemy target. This is basically like this little, I don't know, some kind of residue they leave behind. And you can only really see this with a scanner. But the good thing is, it's for some reason bugging out in this tutorial, but these things will actually normally stay around, even if you, like, get out of the scanning view, so you don't have to constantly be zoomed in like this. So what you do is, you follow the trails until you find your target, which, as you can see, avoid damaging the target, which is usually some kind of special enemy. Like, since this target, what I mean by that is that just looks like a regular mower, but as you can see, it will be marked on the map with that kind of indicator when I look at it, and also, do you see these little dots on it? You have to scan each of those little dots in order to capture the enemy. But once you scan one, it will start freaking out. Like, as you can see right now, it's actually running away from me, which is not the common thing most enemies do. And in this case, since it's a quite high-level mower, 35, it's actually hurting me quite decently. So, instead of just wandering around like this and aiming at it to try and scan it, normally, that's what the kinetic siphon trap is for. You throw one, and it just lifts it up in the air, so it's really easy to go scan the points on it. And I'm not going to actually scan the points, because I'm going to show you another budget way you can use, you can capture these things, and that's slam attacks. So let me just get out my weapon, run over to the little mower that's fleeing, and smack it. You just get it on the floor, and then before I can really go... Okay, that wasn't really too good. I'll try again. Generally, you get the gist of it. Smack it when it's on the floor, get out the scanner, and before it can run away, quickly scan it. And yeah, it'll be scanned. And the reason why I can actually pull out my scanner immediately without getting up the gear wheel is because I'm playing with a controller right now, and I've bound it to the right stick press. So if I press it, it will access quick slot 1 on my gear wheel. Like, if you see me bring up the gear wheel, basically whatever's at the top is gear slot 1. So whenever you use a lot, if you're playing with a controller like I do, or playing on the Xbox 360, on the Xbox One version, or PS4 version, you can just bind something to, that, and then you should really quickly bring out the scanner like I did just then. But before we leave this place, I'm also going to show you a bunch of other things he has to offer, and this is what makes working with Samarius so worth it. First off is the Soul Battery widget. If you buy this, which costs 50,000 reputation, which is it takes a little bit of time to get, I'd say about a week. It says it recharges the scanner charges, but instead it just gives infinite charges, so you never have to buy scanners again. And Samarius' synthesis scanners, these count as regular just codex scanners, so anything you scan will not only gain your reputation with Cephalon Samarius, but also add the thing to your codex. And then the other things he has, the vector thread widget, just reduces the scanning time, so this makes it faster than the regular, the regular codex scanner. So you can see, slowly see why this is becoming more and more worth it. And then the cross matrix widget has a chance to double the scan for something you scanned, which is not only great for filling up your codex, but it's also great if you wanted to scan stuff like what's on Earth, like the little I was not going to say fruit, but yeah, flowers, and like pine cone things called thresh cones, because there's some ingredients that need them. And with that thing, you can get 2 in 1, which is great, because you can only scan each of those thresh cone things once per mission, so why not scan them really fast, get a little bit of reputation, have your scanner not run out, and get 2 at the same time. Now the last thing Samaras offers in scanning is this. Oh wait. That's actually... nah, it's kind of not that pointless. Okay, explain what it does. So this is for the not Cephalon, Sentinel Elias. Elias is a scanning sentinel, so he's all about scanning. He'll scan enemies for you. And this allows him to scan them again once they're fully scanned, and he'll detect the weakness. So you can see right here, it's scanning the Grenier's left leg. And then if you shoot the left leg, it will, I think, do about, like, headshot damage. And you might be wondering, like, what is Elias? How do I get him? Well, Elias is a sentinel, and they are little robots that fly around your head and protect you and have guns and that kind of stuff. But Elias, he can't be bought from the normal, from just the store. That's where you get most of these from. Like, oh. Okay, apparently I was wrong. I thought Elias was clan tech, but yeah, he isn't. So, first when you click on him, it of course shows you the platinum cost. This is for buying Elias fully built, with an Orokin catalyst, and in his weapon, making it more powerful, and a reactor in him, making him more powerful. But if you don't have the platinum, or don't want to waste the platinum on him, okay. Apparently, I was right about him being researched in the dojo. So, for that, you're going to need to be in a clan, even if you just use the clan mainly for just research, or even if you're in a clan just by yourself, it will work. So, all you have to do is go to the dojo of your clan, and then get to the energy lab, and that's where all the corpus stuff is located. I'll just go there quickly and show you what it looks like, so you know what to look for. I can also show you on the map what it looks like. So yeah, here I'm bringing up the map, and what you want to be heading for is, if you keep looking at my mini-map that I've brought up now, much bigger, the door ahead, this is the kind of room you're going to be looking for. Can't believe the amount of stuff I'm getting wrong today. Okay, so that was the Grenier room. No, this is the room that you're meant to be looking for. Yeah, the one with the big jackal hanging from the roof. And you just access this, and then what you need to do is first research the, research Elias. So he's right here. And as you can see, this is already researched, but if it wasn't, it would like display the materials you need to research them. Like, for example, might need a certain amount of polymer bundles. You donate that to the research, and then wait the time the research needs to complete. And then once that's done, you replicate it, which costs a bit of credits. And that's basically buying the blueprint off the clan. And then once you've done that, you check out what it costs to build Elias, and then you build him. I'm not going to do that because I don't really want to spend the credits on a sentinel I already have, because I already have Elias. Yeah, so that's almost everything you need to know about this guide / tutorial. The one last thing I want to show you is exactly how, like, how the scanners work, and how you can get a little bit of extra experience with them. So we're just going to play this capture mission right here. Just wait for it to load. Oh, I don't mean experience. I actually mean actually, yeah, it is more experience as well, like XP, and also more standing with Samaras. Oh, and if you're wondering how my Lisette looks like that, all shiny and everything, I bought that off Barrow here. He's a dude that comes around here once in a while. It's kind of like an antique trader, except his antiques are sometimes deadly, like they're actually weapons. So we just need to find an enemy around here. I'm running crouch so they don't see me. Yeah, there's a grenade. So, we pull out the scanner and aim at them. As you can see, 150 or so reputation. But if I now alert them, okay, I don't even need to, they just turn around and shoot. So now, if I go and scan another dude, as you can see, it gives you less reputation. So basically, Samaras likes it when you go and scan Grenier, that when you go and scan Grenier, that other things that can't see you, because then they're kind of just doing their natural things, and he likes observing how people act naturally in the environment when they're not trying to shoot you. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is this weapon here, the Heliocore. It's actually another really good way of scanning if you're really lazy. Basically, as you kill things, it scans them for you. Now, I can't remember if you need a channel or not, so I'm just going to channel here to find out. Okay, yes, apparently you do need a channel. So as you can see, I'm actually getting scans of enemies while channeling, but if it's just you're not channeling, you won't get a scan in them. Like this dude right here, I just stealth kill him. Maybe it wasn't a stealth kill. Yeah, oh. Apparently, it does not need channeling. Good to know. Yeah, another thing that I just remembered about the scanners that are very useful is they're excellent for stealthing missions, because as you can see with that plant there and enemies, they let you see through walls. Yeah, so they are pretty much the ultimate stealth tool. Like right here, if I was trying to be, if I could be more sneaky than I am now, because the Grenier have just seen me, then yeah, then they what was I saying? Yeah, then it would actually let me run in there and be quite stealthy. Then, before I end this, there's one last thing that I want to explain about, and that is a different sort of upgraded version of the Heliocore, and what Mace used to scan stuff. You get it from Cephalon Suda, that other Cephalon I was just talking about earlier. And as you can see, if you scroll right down, you need to be at the max rank with her. So how you do that is you level up with them. For example, with the new Loka, right now they hate me because of the Syndicates I'm with. If I wanted to go to the next title, which is ranking up with them, okay, I haven't earned enough reputation, but what would happen is it would show like a sacrifice you need to make. Basically, to prove to them that you're on their side, you need to give them resources, which can get quite expensive as it goes on. Like the crediting cost keeps increasing, and eventually you have to give them prime parts to get to the max level of them. But if you ever like make a Syndicate your enemy and really tick them off, like I have with New Loka, then the good news is if you want to regain a standing with them and like become their friend again, which will of course make you enemies with the friend you've now made. Like if I was with them, Cephalon Suda would slowly start hating me to the point where she starts sending stuff after me to kill me instead of New Loka. And but the good thing is that yes, you will have to pay a very large amount of credits at first for getting off exiled and into condemned, where they'll send like a smaller squad of basically hitmen to kill you, and it will cost you like a whole reactor and 100,000 credits. But as you start going back up the track to flawless, which is the highest rank you can get to with them, you won't need to start paying the sacrifices again. You don't need to pay these once. So I want to like get out of exiled and condemned because I have already done that with them, because I've worked with the parent sequence and then they went downhill again. You won't need to pay for anything you already paid for. Anyway, back to what I was saying. With Cephalon Suda, once you have the max rank with her and obtained 125 standing or reputation with her, you can buy the Xenoid Helicore, which works just the same as the regular Helicore, except, well, as you can see, you need to be Mastery Rank 9 to use it, which is actually kind of high, but once you get there, and you use this and start channeling, it will create a Spectre for you. And just to show you what a Spectre is, I'm going to go into another quick mission. Otherwise, I'll just go into the same one. Really should have just shown you before. Specters are basically deployable allies that have this weird glow to them, because they kind of like clone or something of Tenno when you use Tenno ones, and then I guess just maybe there's some kind of, I don't know, deadly hologram, because they do exist in the universe. Yeah, so here we are. Here's a Spectre. As you can see, it's my own little Excalibur with a flamethrower and a rocket launcher pistol, the Angstrom. You can scan these as well. there's not really much point in doing it except for a little reputation. And this guy actually has all this because I've equipped him that way. So if I just get out of the mission again, I'll show you how you equip them certain ways. So you go down here, access the foundry, and then I don't know what tab they're in, so I'm just gonna type down Spectre. I didn't even start typing it down right. So here you can see all the different kind of Specters you can build, and how you get these is just successfully completed rescue missions. The better you complete the rescue mission and the higher level the rescue mission is, the better Spectre you get. So for example, the Vapor Spectre is the worst kind, and then that's for basically completing the rescue mission without doing the things that it requires you to do very well. It's like basically do the bare minimum. You rescue the target. Then if you kill the wardens, or get the target out without getting detected, you get a Phase Spectre. And you get a Force Spectre if you kill all the wardens, get the target out without being detected, and well, just generally get the target out. And then you get better Spectres for doing higher level stuff. For example, the Cosmic Spectres from just doing around like a level 30 to 40 mission with a rescue target, so like a rescue mission. So, how you change the loadout of Spectres is you first equip the loadout you actually want to have in the arsenal. For example, right here, I've got my Heliocore, my shotgun on my back, and a Bronco, a pistol on my side. Then, if I went and built a Spectre, you can see that it says apply and preserve. So preserve means you keep your previous loadout. So I once built a Spectre when I was using Rhino, had the Strun, so the same kind of shotgun, was using the Lex and the Skindo, huge axe. So this Spectre, whenever you deploy him, will now be a Rhino with a Strun, and with a Lex, and with a Skindo. But if I was to click apply, this would apply my new loadout. So now my Spectres, all my Vapor ones, would be a Valkyria with a Strun, a Bronco Prime, and a Heliocore. And the best thing is, you can do this with each individual Spectre. So for example, my Vapor one right now is of course, okay, that's actually apparently not the one. Maybe it's the Phase. Yeah, the Phase is the Excalibur with the Flamethrower. So, you could for example equip the Vapor with the Flamethrower for having him kill really low level enemies, then the Phase with a bit tougher guns, and then the Force with your best guns, so you deploy that in the situations when you really, really need some good backup. And then you just go along and like, your very best guns or your super overpowered stuff, you just equip the Cosmic Spectres. Yeah, so there you have it. That's the tutorial on how to successfully scan stuff. And also, without really even knowing I was going to do this, you've learned about how Spectres work as well. Yeah, so I hope you find this guide useful and weren't annoyed too much about the slight mistakes I made. Bye!